Manchester City have a familiar problem to deal with here. An Andy Hinchcliffe corner, whipped in from the right-hand side. It was a productive source for them in his City days. And he's a productive source for Everton, is he? No, smuggled off the line from Beardsley's header. Referee looked to his linesman, didn't cross the line. Peter Beardsley's header. I think it was close again, wasn't it? Atterveld in towards Beardsley. Keith Curle lost it, and Peter Beardsley gobbled it up. 3 in a row for Peter Beardsley. Everton take the lead. And Keith Curle has had an immaculate start to his Manchester City career, caught out by the bounce, and Beardsley caught out Coates and scored. David White. Adrian Heath has made a run ahead of him. This is Keith Curle. Looking for Quinn. Hendry trying to turn. Sheeran's there with a chance. Hit the crossbar. Hendry! Hit the bar again, and Neville Southall managed to punch it away. How close can you come? What a heroic attempt this has been by Manchester City to put it round. Adrian Heath struck Dave Watson. Still a chance for Colin Hendry. Smuggled away by Ward. Penalty! Ward held Hendry in the penalty area, and the referee has pointed to the spot. Well, what a moment for the 20-year-old from Northern Ireland. Michael Hughes, in his first full game in the First Division, in stoppage time against Neville Southall. Oh, a save. You've got to feel for him. Crystal Palace got a little sidetracked last week, weighty issues weighing them down. They took an early lead against West Ham, John Solarco scoring almost without realising it. But the holes in the Palace rearguard maybe suggested wandering minds. Mitchell Thomas wandered unchallenged into the penalty area to equalise early in the second half amidst much scratching of heads. Then West Ham took the lead with an effortless finish from Trevor Morley. Watch where the keeper's clearance lands. I'm not sure Morley was watching, but it still managed to find his foot and roll past poor Perry Suckling. Of course I meant it. But with half an hour still to go, Palace were on terms. Bit of England quality from Solarco, cluttered defending, clean as a whistle finishing from Ian Wright. 2-2, the game in need of a match winner. And that's just what Mike Small is looking like at the moment. West Ham's summer signing has promoted his keen eye for goal from second to First Division. And when Palace lost Tim Breaker, he was able to serve up Small's 5th goal for the Hammers, and their first away win of the season with it. Queen's Park Rangers hadn't won home or away until Tuesday. Luton Town, their victims at Kenilworth Road. A solitary goal prompted by substitute Ian Holloway and scored by skipper Simon Barker early in the second half. Keeper Alex Chamberlain's had better moments this season. Notts County and Blue are finding their feet. They found themselves a goal down with less than 20 minutes to play at Sheffield United. Glenn Hodges' cross headed in, or was it armed in by Tony Agana? Bit of both, I suspect. But Kevin Bartlett turned the game with 2 goals in 5 minutes. A player renowned for his pace, displaying other attributes. A relaxed lob to Hall County level. And then as things started to cave in around United debutant Brian Gale, a second goal struck confidently without any regard for the despairing offside claims. Condemned keeper caught in front of a firing squad. Bartlett firing in. Gale wasn't the only debutant. Paul Rideout made his bow for County and graced the occasion with a smart-headed goal 9 minutes from the end. It meant that Dave Bassett and co are back on the bottom. Yugoslav Cup holders Hajduk Split entertained Tottenham in Austria. A mixed night for the young Spurs keeper Ian Walker, saving wonderfully when Gary Mabbott found himself playing the wrong way. Very much in keeping with Walker's season so far there. Not Mabbott's, but definitely Walker's. But he slipped early in the second half by allowing a hidden hope from number 7, Mario Novakovic, to sneak under his defences. No more than Split deserved, though. Second leg, live on ITV.
Oh, Winterbond's gone round his man. Calls for a good cross here. Hit it in low. Given away. Smith goes down. Penalty! A vital kick now for Arsenal. Lee Dixon against Valoff in the Austria goal. He's missed it! And still Arsenal being held to 0-0 here as Limpar plays it in again. playing towards Adams this time. Linegan, and Arsenal have scored. Dixon gone past his man. Little chip pass now to Merson, trying to get it on the volley. A wonderful shot, and Smith makes it two. Winterburn with it towards Linegan, not done by him. And Smith has done it again. 3-0. A brilliant start to the second half for Arsenal. Linegan, he must be careful. Ogris is in behind him. Well, they lost their concentration, and Andy Ogris punished them for it. It's a nice ball. Winterburn. Here's Merson. He's got the better of Pozanic. Flick to the outside of the boot. A terrific goal again. A hat-trick for Alan Smith. Up goes Campbell. Arsenal 4-1. Campbell looking to make it 5. Smith also in there. Smith has done it again. So here's some positive work from Limpar. Can he finish it off though? There's the answer.
Liverpool's return to European competition was always going to be an emotional occasion. Thankfully, it was a relatively low-key affair against the Finnish part-timers Kuusisi Lahti, which set Dean Saunders on the way to a club record. When Ray Houghton's adroit header made it 2-0 after half an hour, it seemed the whole event would pass with an air of formality. But not before an Englishman by the name of Mike Belfield had forced a fatal error out of Gary Ablett and ushered Leitonen forward to score a deflected goal off Nick Tanner that put a different complexion on the night. Liverpool huffed and puffed until the final moments of the match, when an avalanche of goals submerged the Finns at the Kop end. Saunders scored 3 more goals in the space of 9 minutes. The score of Liverpool's historic first in Europe after the 6-year exile finished his European debut with a personal haul of 4, trebling his Liverpool total in no time. He didn't even know if he'd be playing. The new 4-foreigner rule stretched Liverpool's depleted resources to breaking point at times. But 4 from Welshman Saunders, followed by 2 from Irishman Houghton, more than justify their selection.
Vinnie Jones is fast closing in on the top. Chelsea's victory over Aston Villa founded on Vinny's first half header. Lovely little move off the line to find the space. Lovely little mover altogether. Talking of lovely moves, the ball hardly touched the ground when Chelsea got on the move for number 2. They really got their heads together for this one. Copybook chess control from Andy Townsend at the end of it. They'd be 2 points off the top if they'd beaten Leeds last Saturday. But don't talk to Leeds about what might have been. 4th versus 2nd at Coventry on Wednesday. 0-0, 7 minutes to go. Chance of the night coming up. Lee Chapman getting between defenders into pole position, then heading off in the wrong direction. 0-0 it stayed. It wouldn't be a football roundup without a decision or two to argue over. Chris Woods on his return to Norwich can argue that he'd set himself to save a shot when Rule Fox got clear, and the Fox went tumbling after shooting. But Chris's opinion counts as much as mine when the ref points to the spot. Sheffield Wednesday beaten, as Woods was, by Robert Fleck's 24th minute penalty. 1 goal was enough at the Dell too. Wimbledon defend better than most against this kind of threat. But when the ball breaks off Ian Dowie, Glenn Cockerill steers home one of the sweetest strikes of the week. The 4th goal we've seen almost directly from a goalkeeper's clearance in this week's First Division round